Scootaloo's Special Christmas, written by Scootaloo, read by Scootaloo. Winter has arrived in Ponyville. All the ponies in town had decorated for Heartswarming Eve, which is just one a week. Even the CMC clubhouse at Sweet Apple Acres, CMC had decorated in for the holiday. Then the clubhouse was decorated, said Apple. It turned out very well, said Sweetie Belle. It really did, said Scootaloo. I look forward to take time off from school, said Scootaloo. Same here, said Applebloom. They watched a set and water decoration in the clubhouse and how it was snowing outside. Heartswarming Eve is my favorite holiday, said Applebloom. It is mine too, said Sweetie Belle. How are you going to celebrate Heartswarming Eve, Scootaloo? Asked Sweetie Belle. Sweetie Belle watched Scootaloo singing and drinking hot chocolate. I will be my aunt's holiday in Lofty. You will have fun this year. I think so, said Scootaloo. They sat in the clubhouse until it started about to get dark. They left it and said goodbye to each other and went home. Scootaloo lived with her aunts who had moved to Ponyville. When she got home, her Aunt Lofty had just finished dinner. Welcome home, Scootaloo. Dinner is just finished. Here, Lofty, I am starving. She sat down at the kitchen table, and her aunt asked her what she had been doing today. She told them that she and her friends had been decorating the clubhouse. I look forward to Mom and Dad coming home soon. Both Lofty and Holiday looked at each other, and Scootaloo said, "Is something wrong?" Scootaloo, I'm sorry to tell you, but your parents are not coming home for Heartsful Eve this year, said Holiday. Scootaloo was shocked and couldn't even believe what her aunt just said to her. What do you mean they're not coming home? I received a letter from your mom who wrote that they are not coming home because they have been assigned to explore part of Sri Lanka. Scootaloo couldn't believe that her parents are not coming home this year. Something that she had been looking forward to all autumn. Because they travel often, she doesn't see them so often. That cannot be true. Unfortunately, I'm afraid that's true, said Lofty. Scootaloo became silent and sat and ate her dinner in silence. After dinner, Scootaloo chose to go to her room to read some Daring Do before it went to sleep. But she couldn't focus on the reading when she was thought about her parents would not come home. She had been looking forward to seeing them again. The next day, every pony was eager for the Heartswarming Eve. Today, we will make decorations for Heartswarming Eve, said Shirley. Every pony cheered, and soon Shirley had handed over paper and paints to all the students. Shirley went back to her desk to read a book, but looked at the students how to see that it went. During the first break, the recess, Scootaloo sat alone while the others played in the snow. Scoots, do you want to join us to build the snow ponies with us? No, that's okay. Sweetie Belle looked at her friend and respected her wish and went back to play with the others. The rest of the day went well. Before you end the day and start your winter holiday, I will ask you how you will look forward to celebrate the holiday. She started asking all the students. Every pony answered almost the same: to spend time with family, open your gifts. But when it was Scootaloo's turn to answer, she said nothing. Is something wrong, Scootaloo? I'm not looking forward. I'm not looking forward to Heartswarming Eve anymore. Every pony was shocked. What do you mean, Scootaloo? My parents are in Sri Lanka, and they're not coming home, so I don't want to celebrate anymore. With that, Scootaloo took her backpack and rushed out from school. Every pony sat and watched what happened. Even her friends, Sweetbell, Applebloom, stared at each other in shock what just happened. After school ended, Sweetbell and Applebloom tried to find her friend but couldn't find her anywhere in town. They went to the clubhouse, but she wasn't even there either. So they went to their aunt's house. Her Aunt Lofty, opened the door. Hey, Sweetbell, Applebloom, what can I do for you? We are wondering if Scootaloo's here, asked Sweetbell. Yes, she's here on his own her own. Is something wrong? She left school before it was over. That sounds doesn't sound like Scootaloo would do. Applebloom briefly explained to Lofty why Scootaloo did it, and she thanked him for the information. It's probably best we leave her alone. That's probably best, says Sweetbell. Tell Scootaloo if she wants to talk to us, we will help her. I will tell her that. Scootaloo's friends went home. Lofty went to Scootaloo's room. Scootaloo, can I talk to you? Come in and Aunt Lofty. She went inside and sat on Scootaloo's bed. I understand you're upset your parents are not coming home, but you have me and your aunt Holiday here. I know, but it's not the same thing. I understand that even your friends are worried about you. I know it. I just want to be left alone. Okay, if you want to talk, you can do that later. Lofty left Scootaloo's room to leave her alone. 2 days later, Sweetbell and Applebloom were out walking in town alone. I hope Scoot spills better soon. I hope so too. Hey girls, what do you have Scootaloo? Applebloom saw it was Rainbow Dash. She is home with her aunts. She hasn't left the house in 2 days. Why? Is she okay? She is okay, but just disappointed that parents are not coming home for Heartswarming Eve. She was looking forward to it, said Sweetbell. It's sad that they are not. Really? They aren't? Where are they? They're in Sri Lanka on a assignment, said Apple. It's a shame to hear. I'm sorry they had to go, though. I had a lot to do. Okay, we're going to Scootaloo ourselves. Tell her hi for me. We will do, said Apple Blue. Rainbow Dash left them and thought to herself that she wanted to do something to cheer up Scootaloo, but she didn't know how until she got an idea. She flew to Twilight's castle and thought she might be able to help her. She knocked on the door. Hey, Rainbow, what are you doing here? Says Spike. Hey, Spike, I need to talk to Twilight. She's in the library. Thanks, Spike. Rainbow went into the library and found Twilight reading from a book. She was surprised to see Rainbow there. Hey, Rainbow, what are you doing here? I came to ask you for help with one thing. Sure, I can help. What can I help you with? What do you need help with? It's about Scootaloo. She's sad. Rainbow told Twilight what Sweetbell and Applebloom had told her. Twilight sat and listened to him to Rainbow until she was done. I'm sorry to hear that. Do you think you can help me? Of course I can help you. What was your idea to what we wanted you to help her? I was wondering if we could find her parents and convince them to come home for Housewarming Eve. It sounds like a noble idea of you, Dash. Thank you, Twilight. I just need to find a spell that can help us to find Squirrel's parents since Sri Lanka is a big jungle. Maybe we should tell Squirrel's aunts about the idea, said Rainbow. That sounds like a good idea, said Twilight. Rainbow agreed and told her that she will go fly over to tell her aunts and talk to them about the idea. Twilight agreed that it was a good idea. Rainbow left the castle and she flew straight to Scootaloo's aunt's house. She knocked on the door, and Lofty opened the door. Hello, Rainbow. What are you doing here? I came to talk to you in a holiday about one thing. She's the living room. Come in. Rainbow stepped in and went to her living room and sat down. I came here to talk to you about Scootaloo. We are sorry that she started to see her sad. I heard from her friends, but me and Twilight came up with an idea that to cheer her up. What idea did you come up with? Asked Holiday. We plan to take Scootaloo's parents home as a surprise. How are you going to succeed with that? Asked Lofty. Twilight will use a tracking spell to find them. But remember, not to tell any pony about it. We promise not to say anything. Thank you. I appreciate it. Rainbow then left the home. Both Lofty and Holiday looked at each other with a smile and hope that they could bring Scootaloo's parents home. The rest of the afternoon, Twilight sat in her library to find a spell that could help her. Rainbow and Spike helped her to find the right book. They spent until midnight when Twilight finally found the right book with the right spell in it. I know Rainbow will be happy tomorrow when she hears this. The next morning, after breakfast, Twilight flew home to Rainbow. What are you doing here so early, Twilight? I found the right spell for us. Are you absolutely sure? I'm 100% sure of that. Twilight showed the page in the book and Rainbow looked at it. We can head to Sri soon and find Scootaloo's parents. But doesn't the trip take a couple of days? Yes, by train. But I will teleport us there immediately. Do you think you can handle that? I'm sure I can handle it. Good. When do we leave? We're leaving tomorrow. It gave us time to prepare. Well then, I will say that. We meet at the castle at noon. Sounds like a good idea, said Rainbow. After Twilight had left, Rainbow feels happy that their plan will work. Rainbow wanted to Scootaloo's pet aunts to find out. Meanwhile, Scootaloo had left their house to go to the clubhouse with their friends to hang out. While they were at the clubhouse, Rainbow had informed her aunts about this new other plan. Want some hot chocolate, Scootaloo? Asked Sweetie Sure, I can have some. I brought a game with me that you can play if you want, said Apple Bloom. That sounds like a good idea. It might be fun, said Scootaloo. Scootaloo was still sad that her parents were still not coming home, but she understands that her best friends are trying to do anything to cheer her up. Apple Bloom took the game and they started playing. They played for about an hour until they chose to go out to the snow to play. They built snow ponies and had snowball fights against each other. Despite her friends' attempts to cheer her up, she was still sad. Later, when the sun was setting, it was time for Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo to return home. Once home, Scootaloo sits with her aunts for dinner. How was your How was your day with your friends? Asked Lofty. It was fun. It's good to see you have fun with them, said Holiday. I wouldn't treat them for anything. That's fun to hear, said Lofty. After dinner, Scootaloo went to her room to read a little before she was going to bed. Before falling asleep, she looked at a photo of her parents. I wish you could come home soon. The next morning, at Rainbow's house, she got ready to travel to Sri Lanka with Twilight. She went to the castle at noon, and Twilight was waiting for her. You're just in time. Thank you. Have everything you needed? Yes, and a bag with some food, and Spike will look after the castle while we're back. Until we are back. Well, how long do you think we'll be gone? I think at least 1 or 2 days. Okay, let's go. Twilight focused on the teleporting spell, and with a strong glow, they teleport away from the castle, and the next moment, they were in the middle of a jungle. You really managed to take us all the way to Sri Lanka. I said I could do it. Twilight sat down on the ground and Rainbow looked at her. Are you okay, Twilight? Yeah, just a little exhausted. The spell took some energy off. Okay, give me 5 minutes, then we'll continue. Okay, just hope Scoot's parents are not too far away. After a while, Twilight had recovered and she used the spell to find Scootaloo's parents. The spell formed a white sphere and to show them the way for them. We follow the sphere, said Twilight. Hope we will find them soon. We will, said Twilight. They wandered in the jungle, but soon, so far, no trace of the Scootaloo's parents. They heard some the animals in the jungles around them. Do you think we will find them? I'm 100% sure we will find them by the end of the day. I hope so because I do not want to disappoint Scootaloo. I understand it, Dash, but I do want to not want to make her sad anymore. After walking for 2 hours, they did choose to take a break and have something to eat. Hope we will find them soon. I mean, this jungle is big. It's not like I can fly up and find them, but I have a feeling it's not that far to them, said Twilight. We can only hope so, said Rainbow. After they finished, they chose to continue and they followed the despair and they kept walking in the jungle until the sun was going down. I think it will camp for the night. We can continue a little longer as long as we have sunlight. Okay, but when they don't have much sunlight left, we camp. Of course. They continued hiking for a while until the sun was almost down, and they chose to find a good place to camp. But the sun had at the time set them before they could find a good place, and the light of the globe lit up. I'm sorry if I made us go on. It's okay, Dash. Wait, is that a campfire over there? Twilight turned around and quick, and it was quite right. It was a glow from a campfire in the distance. Yes, it's a campfire. We might ask if we could stay there. Let's go, said Rainbow. They walked carefully through the jungle in the light of the sphere, but when they arrived, the sphere disappeared in front of them. They saw a tent and a campfire. How? Is anybody here? They might be in the jungle. No, I'm here. Snap, Snapshatter, Scootaloo's father, emerged from the tent. Snapshatter, is that you? Yes, it's me. Wait, is it you, Rainbow Dash? Twilight Sparkle? What are you doing here? We came here to talk to you. I'm back with some more firewood. Main Allgood saw that was the others in the camp. She immediately recognized them. Rainbow? Twilight? What brought you here? It's a long story, said Twilight. Please sit down and tell us everything, said Snapshatter. Thank you, said Rainbow. Rainbow and Twilight immediately began to telling Snapshatter and Main Allgood about their daughter Scootaloo, who had been looking forward to them coming home, but was so disappointed they couldn't come home. Main Allgood looked at her husband, and she looked sad and even felt and he felt the exact the same thing. I'm sorry to hear that, but our work here is important. Of course we would like to go home and celebrate heartwarming with our daughter. But our work here is pretty important. But you cannot come back just for heartwarming Eve. Twilight can teleport you back here then the next day. Yes, I can do that. I do not know if about that. Let's sleep on the case, said Maynard. Okay, we understand and thanks for the food. It is our honor to share our food, said Snapchat. After dinner, Twilight set up a tent for her and Rainbow. They went to bed after Snapchat had extinguished the campfire. Do you think they would choose to come back? I don't know, but I hope so. I did the same here. Good night, Rainbow. Good night, Twilight. The next morning, Twilight and Rainbow wakes up after the birds singing outside. They step out and see Snapshatter and Main Allgood making breakfast by the campfire. Good morning. Did you sleep well last night? Yes, we slept pretty well last night, said Twilight. Come and get some breakfast, or breakfast already. Good, I'm starving, said Rainbow. They sat down and ate some sandwiches for breakfast. They sat quietly while eating. Have you decided if you will come back? Yes. We have chosen to come back to Ponyville, but we will return here again after New Year's Eve. It's good. Scootaloo will be overjoyed to see you, said Twilight. I know that you will be, said Rainbow. We will just pack up at the camp before we go, said Maynard. Okay, we will leave when you're ready. Main Allgood nodded and they all sat to enjoy the breakfast. After breakfast, Snapshatter and Main Allgood packed their tents and put everything together in one place so that it would be safe until they returned. Twilight used a spell and teleported back to Ponyville, but they arrived in the library in her castle. We're home again, said Rainbow. Yes, I will need to sit down to it took some energy. Shall we go to my sister's house? Said Snapshatter. I think we can go there tomorrow since Heart's Eve is tomorrow. That sounds like a good idea, said Snapshatter. Rainbow came up with an idea. What would you do say if we put two of you in a big package at your sister's house so Scootaloo can be surprised when she opens the package and see you? That sounds like a pretty good idea, said Snapchat. I agreed, said Twilight. I think that idea is good, said Maynard. I can go tell Lofty and Holiday about the idea. It sounds a good idea. We will stay here at the castle until tomorrow, said Maynard. You're always welcome here. Thank you so much, Twilight, said Snapchatter. Twilight left the castle. The rainbow left the castle and flew to Holiday in Lofty's house, knocked on the door, and Holiday opened the door. Hey Rainbow, you're back already? Yes. Can I come in? Yeah, sure, come in. Rainbow went in and Lofty was in the living room drinking some hot tea by the fire. Rainbow sat down. Hey Rainbow, how did you get here about finding out Scootaloo's parents? We found them and they are in Twilight's castle. Scootaloo will be so happy. Yes, although I came up with a plan. Rainbow started telling Lofty and Holiday about the plan, and both agreed it was a good plan. They can probably come over in early morning tomorrow before Scootaloo wakes up. I think it's a good idea, said Holiday. I agreed. We will just fix one big package. Lofty said, you probably fix that. I just wanted to come over to tell you about the idea. We will be waiting here for you at 8 a.m. Sounds like a good idea, said Rainbow. Rainbow thanked for them and flew back to Twilight's castle and told them they all agreed that was a good suggestion. Rainbow chose to stay at the castle until tomorrow, which Twilight was okay with. That night, at Lofty and Holiday's house, Scootaloo sat on her bed, looked at a photo of her parents, saying she wished them could come home. She hasn't seen her parents in a long while. Scootaloo, time to go to sleep. Okay, good night, Aunt Lofty. Good night, Scootaloo. Early next morning, Twilight, Rainbow, Snapchatter, and Main Allgood went to Lofty and Holiday's house. Rainbow knocked gently on the door. Come in and be quiet, said Holiday. Every pony snuck into the house, and Rainbow and Twilight carried a large package. It's fun to see you again, Snapchatter. It's just fun to see you too, sister, said Snapchat. Lex makes everything clear to ready before Scootaloo can wake up. Let's hurry, said Rainbow. Twilight lined up the package and made all good. The Snapchatter stepped in it. Twilight put the wrapping paper around it in the package. Every pony smiled and understood now. Scootaloo will get a big surprise. Lofty had chosen to pick up Scootaloo for her big surprise. A few minutes later, Scootaloo enters the living room tired. Rainbow, Twilight, what are you doing here so early? We have a gift for you, and we want to see your reaction. A gift for me? Yes, please, you can open it now. Scootaloo saw a large package and was surprised, but stepped forward and started to open the package. She was curious what it could be. Until she opened the package and got a big shock to see her parents in the package. Mom? Dad? Is it really you? Yes, Scoots, it is us. Happy heartwarming Eve, said Maynard. Scootaloo immediately started crying because she couldn't believe to see in her eyes that her parents were in the package and immediately started hugging her parents. Scootaloo, how did you get here? I thought you were on an assignment in Sri Lanka. It was us, but Twilight Rainbow visited us there and told us you were disappointed you couldn't come home, said Maynard. So we choose to come home for a holiday and return to the jungle after New Year's Eve, says Snapchat. Does it mean you will stay longer? That's right, said Snapchat. Scootaloo smiled and rushed against the Twilight Rainbow and gave him a big hug. Thank you for doing a miracle. I always want to see my little sister and my biggest fan happy, said Rainbow. We will always want to see you happy, said Twilight. Thank you again for the gift, said Scootaloo. Scootaloo hugged them again and went back to her parents. Twilight and Rainbow stayed for a few minutes before telling each other the others to leave. Scootaloo thanked them again for to pick them up her parents. The rest of the holiday, Scootaloo had so much fun with her parents, and her aunts were happy to see her happy. Scootaloo was so happy to spend some time with her parents during the holiday season. After New Year's Eve, it was time for her parents to go back to Sri Lanka. Scootaloo gave them a hug and they promised to come home soon to Ponyville again as soon as they can. Twilight teleported Snapchatter and mean all good back to Sri Lanka and she went back home again. The end.